Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna be doing LeetCode daily, AlgoBlazer daily, and I'm gonna continue the AlgoBlazer categories and see how those problems are. Set up my everything. Almost ready. Sir Lord Good, what's poppin'? How you doing, man? Study Cozy Vibes from YouTube. What's happening? Still gotta get my YouTube chat on my screen, but one of these days, pretty soon I'll do it. Doing pretty good. How about me? I'm doing alright, man. I just put my plants back. My shelves are empty for a few months, but I got the plants from outside back in the basement. Leet Whale, what's poppin'? How you doing? The plants are back. Where are you from? Right now, I'm in Canada. Study Cozy Vibes. Yeah, the plants. I bought some new ones too. This one is new. I think this one is new. Maybe maybe one of these. Maybe this one is new. I don't know. Norwegian Oiler, what's poppin'? Are we getting a room tour? Nah, not really. I'm just showing you a little bit of my plants. Brought them back down, but I guess they're a bit blurry. Looks like in the yeah, I'm in the basement, man. It's a little bit blurry, so I'm gonna have to walk back there if you guys want to see it. But I ain't trying to walk back there right now, man. Anyways, a few of my plants died, but I replaced the dead ones with bigger ones, man. I gotta try and keep them alive now. Alright, here we go. Hey, Q Ultimus, what's poppin', man? Algo buddies. What light do you have for them? I have a few different lights. On the shelves, like, I guess you can see it right there. Those are, what are they, man? Barina or something like that? T5s? Is that how you say it? Yeah, those are Barina T5s. And this one is like a vertical one. I don't remember what it is. Simon, did you do LeetCode while you worked at Google? Yeah, I've done LeetCode for the past, how long now, man? 6 years? 6.5 years, even while at Google. Anyways, yeah, I got 2 new alocasias and I got some type of pothos. Those are my newest plants. Gotta say, some AlgoBlazer problems are challenging. Oh man, hey Q, I've seen you. You're doing a lot of problems. I gotta talk to you about your experience, because I think you've done more problems than I have. So anyways, I'm gonna do the LeetCode daily, then I'm gonna do AlgoBlazer. I'm still working on the problems, Q. Like, I guess what's in there is more or less, I'll be adding more stuff to it, but maybe I might remove bad problems, or put different problems in the category in the learn section, because maybe it's not the best ramp up sometimes for some of the categories. So I need to make, like, I remember one of them I opened and I was like, dang, for Q, the first problem in the category, they're asking some decent stuff, you know? And yeah, hey, the learn section is being completely rewritten. That was just like a placeholder, whatever you see there. So don't you worry about that. Anyways, we'll talk about that later, man. But thank you. Alright, here we go. Distribute elements into two arrays, part 1. You're given a one-indexed array of distinct integers, nums, of length n. You need to distribute all the elements of nums between two arrays, array 1 and array 2, using n operations. In the first operation, append nums 1 to array 1. In the second operation, append nums 2 to array 2. Afterward, the ith operation. In the ith operation, if the last element of array 1 is greater than the last element of array 2, appends nums I to array 1, otherwise append nums I to array 2. The array result is formed by concatenating the arrays R1 and R2. For example, if R1 equal 1, 2, 3 and R2 equal 4, 5, 6, then the result should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Return the result array. What are they talking about, man? So let me look at example. Numbers 2, 1, 3. We should get 2, 3, 1. Alright, so we got array 1, array 2. So if array 1 is great, so you put in array 2 first. And then, no. Is it greater if it's empty? Let me just look at, see the explanation. So, array 1 is 2, and array 2 is 1. Oh, they told me maybe, man, they use these one index things, but they mean 0 indexed. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, so you start off with those two things. It's a reading problem, man. I just don't know how to read fast. Wait, maybe I should put array 1. Maybe I should just simulate, huh? This is what they're asking, and then they say for the next few operations, so I'm gonna just go from I equals 2. What are we doing? If the last element of array 1 is greater than the last element of array 2, then we're gonna append nums I to array 1. Nums I, right? Otherwise, it goes to array 2. And then they want me to return. Can I just add them like that? Is that allowed? I don't even know. Or do I have to make like a new thing and insert whatever, you know? I don't think I can add like this, man. This ain't Python, right? Hey, what's his button? That's a clock. Jesus. Yeah, I can't do that, man. Alright, how do I make a dang... So let's say array 1 first, and then... Is this the syntax? Let's see. Alright, LeetCode daily challenge or daily problem, whatever it is. It's done. How many coins I got, man? Only $4.99. I need a whole lot more to do anything. Alright, it's time for AlgoBlazer. Gonna be a bit, yeah. It's gonna be a few years before I can afford anything else. Alright, should I do daily challenge on AlgoBlazer, or should I just continue to clear out the learn section to see what's up? So one change that's coming right now, dynamic programming is just like one category, but I'm gonna split this up into a bunch of different DP patterns instead of just having everything under one thing. Basically, bitmask is gonna get its own category, digit DP, all these things, LIS, knapsack stuff. Anyways, let's see that soon. I'm gonna continue with binary search. So last time we just did these first two lessons in binary search. I think I struggled with one of them, man. Oh yeah, we're struggling with this one last time. Let me see if I can get it. I'm gonna erase everything I got. Let's see if I can get this with a fresh mind. Starting now. Oh, and also latest change for AlgoBlazer. I guess it was a bug. Whenever you went to a problem room, it wouldn't really show the activity like it's supposed to. It would just clear every time. But now if you visit the problem room, you should be able to see like previous people who solved it, and then you can click and see what they did, you know, whoever did before it. Perito 95 RSNG. What's happened? 45 stream streak. That's bumping, man. Thank you very much. Alright, so that's the latest thing with the activities. I'll add like more functionality to this stuff soon. Maybe even, we'll see. Maybe we can write comments and like people's solutions and be like, oh yeah, this is a sick solution. I learned so much from line 27. Yeah. Or whatever, you know. That'll be nice. Anyways, I didn't mean to look at solutions, but here we go. Farthest reach within budget. You're given an integer array cost where visiting index I cost I, and an array queries where queries k is equal to start and budget. For each query, you begin at index start and move forward one index at a time, paying the cost of every index you visit, including start itself. You stop before the first index while you stop before the first index you can no longer afford. Return an array with one answer per query. The largest index j, such as costs, start plus one, whatever, up to j, is less than equal to the budget. If even cost start exceeds the budget, the answer for that query is -1. Alright, last time I was trying this and I just had a crazy off by one and I couldn't figure it out, man. But today we might be able to figure it out. So what am I trying to do, man? I guess we're trying to create the prefix sums of costs. So I guess before I code, I'll try and get my ideas right and diagrams so I don't get the off by ones. Alright, these are my costs. I'll put indices above each thing, and so this is gonna be what our prefix sums thing looks like. First it starts at 0, 3, then it goes hold on, 4. I'm just adding them up. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 5, 15. Wait, I think the hint mechanism with the AI needs a bit of work. It only gives unhelpful advice most of the time. Alright, I'll check it out, man. Can you give me, well, maybe I can take a peek, but tell me more specifics, like what was the scenario, what type of really bad advice did it give you? But you don't have to tell me in here, you can just send me on Discord or something, man. Alright. Hey, thank you, Q. Thank you very much. What we're trying to do? We're trying to figure out the queries thing. I think I want to rewrite how these examples, I don't like how they're given to you. It's not easy to like copy in this text thing, man. But anyways, I'll work on that. Dumpy Don, what's happening? Best advice: if you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Tupac Shakur. Thank you for your words of wisdom, man. Those are very smart words. Alright. So what are these queries again? The queries, it starts and the budget. So this is where we gotta start at index 1. So in our prefix sums, let me see what index that coordinates to. So index 1 means basically starts at index 0 here. Which means what? We're starting at index 2? Because, alright, in this one, if the budget is 7 and we start at 1, we gotta pay that 1 price first, right? So how does this work, actually? Alright, maybe it should, hold on. Let me get my bearings, man. So start at index 1 and we have 7, so we buy this one, we buy that one, and we buy that one, so we can get all the way up to index 3, right? Yes, the output says 3 for that one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then this one says we start at index 0 with a budget of 3. That means the furthest we can get is we can get index 0. So here's my notes. In the prefix sum, it's going to be I plus 1, right? And then this is where I always get off by ones because I don't like get my bearings before I start coding, and then it gets too crazy to remember what's going on. And then we have to do we have to buy all of that at that point? Man, I'm tripping myself out with these things. Anyways, let me just continue to see what happens. So I was gonna check out this one. So we start at index 2. Wait, where does this 11 come from, man? Should be a 3, right? Anyways, so we start at index 2. And index 2 costs 4. We only have a budget of 3, so we can't even do anything. So that's why it's -1. Anyways, here we go. Prefix sum. Starts with 0. And then I'm going to go over the cost, add those things, and then push back this sum. So that gives us our prefix sum. Now we want to go over the queries, and then I guess we're trying to like binary search our way to see how far we can go. So for the first query, when we start at index 1 and we have a budget of 7, that means we start at, so I'm doing an upper bound, and our target is gonna be prefix sum yeah, prefix sums I or whatever. That's 3 plus the budget. So this one, our budget is 7. So it's 3 plus 7 equals 10. So we'll find 10 exactly here at index 4. So it's gonna be index 4, which is index 3 in our costs. So we have to get the index in the prefix sums and then like subtract 1 from that, I think. We'll see how it goes, man. Alright, so this is building prefix sums. Let me iterate over my queries. What are we doing with these queries, man? Mr. Love Pickle. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Hey, Mr. Love Pickle. Where are you from, man? It's 9:30 p.m. out here. Wait, what am I trying to do here, man? I'm trying to find my target is gonna be the starts plus 7. How did I get 7? Oh, that's the budget. Okay, that's my target. So I'm gonna find that in the prefix sum, but I begin at, what am I doing? I'm doing a lower bound on PS target. Let me think. So it was equal to this. Let me think about what that means. Close to you, somewhat. I see. Somewhat close. Anyways, good morning to you, Mr. Love Pickle. Alright, if we did a lower bound on that target, but we didn't find it, then it should bring us to the first number that's greater than the target, right? Then in that case, I guess you just decrement the iterator by 1. But if it's equal to the target, that means that's exactly the furthest point we can reach, right? Then the iterator is good. I guess this is just the else, but I'll just say what it is with an else if. Otherwise, if it's greater than the target, that means we didn't find what we're looking for and we found one bigger, so we should also decrement the iterator here, I think. Let me think about this case where the -1 like starts at index 2, but it didn't have enough budget. So if we landed here, our thing is at index 2. It should be at index 3. What did I put down here? Let me think, man. I know whatever I'm doing something funky. It's nighttime here. Yuvraj Chahan, what's happening? Yeah, it's nighttime here too, man. This problem is my nemesis right now for some reason. So I'm trying to say, this is where we're starting at. So we need at least 2 to do that. 4. Oh, I see. So our budget is 4 plus 3, which is 7, and then we should do an upper bound from there. Let's see. That upper bound should give us this index, but then it's greater, so we decrement. Maybe I can just do an easy check, like if the cost at QI is greater than the budget, then I'm gonna just like put a -1 and continue. Who cares about trying to get this stuff right in that case, man? That's what I'm gonna try and do. But then if it makes it down here, then I'm gonna push back. There might be an edge case here, not too sure. Alright, maybe I'm off by 1. What I say in my notes, I'm gonna put IT minus PS begin -1. Let's see. Dang, look at that. First try. It just worked this time when I just take my time and gather my thoughts. Yesterday I struggled, or not yesterday, but a couple days ago I did like 5 submissions. I had an off by 1 somewhere. I was getting frustrated. And then this time it's like, why was it so challenging? Basically what I did, I struggled one day, came back, and it worked. Yeah, sometimes it do be like that, Q. Anyways. This is like a double thing on the AlgoBlazer. Anyways. Should we do the next one? Rotated array search. It goes away. Oh yeah, I see. It goes away like it's, if you refresh, it disappears. That's like the live feed. Alright, next one. Rotated array search. An integer array nums contains distinct values and was originally sorted in ascending order. Before being given to you, it was possibly left rotated at an unknown pivot index, turning it into this thing here. For example, the ascending array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rotated at pivot 3 becomes 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. Given the array nums after the possible rotation and an integer target, return the index of target in nums or -1 if it is not present. Your algorithm must run in log n time. I've done this one recently, maybe like sometime this year, I think. So let me see if I can get it in first try. So the first thing I'm trying to do, so we have to write an algorithm that runs in log n. So we can't just iterate through and find the pivot. We have to like binary search for the pivot in order to get that in log n time. So that's the first step, is binary searching for that pivot index. The second step is, I guess, just searching in the appropriate target or appropriate side. So if you have the lower half and the upper half, if your target is 0, then maybe you want to search in the lower half, or maybe just search in both of them to see what's up. I don't know yet. I guess you could search in both. Alright, first thing is, how do we binary search for that pivot, man? So I'm going to pick a midpoint. Let me copy the things and see what's up. Let me put my indices. Alright, so we have our left pointer and a right pointer, and I'm gonna pick a midpoint. So midpoint is usually this formula. So let's see, 0 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So the midpoint is gonna be right there at index 3. So when we get to a midpoint, I guess, what are we looking for, man? I suppose you can say if the midpoint is bigger than the first number, we're in the first half of the array, or we're in like the bigger side, right? But if the midpoint that we choose is less than the beginning number, that means we're in the right side of the array. So what do I want to remember? I'm trying to remember the pivot point, which what does a pivot mean for me? Maybe the pivot means the lowest number in the array. Where your LinkedIn at, bro? Poto Bill, what's happened? I don't have a LinkedIn that I share publicly. I'm not in. I don't even log into LinkedIn, man. I don't even know what's going on that thing. Anyways, so we choose a midpoint. All right. If we're in the left side of the array, then we want to go more right. So bring up the left pointer. And then if we find ourselves in the right side of the array, then that's the good side, and we want to find the lowest point in that right side. So we bring the right pointer there, then our midpoints. Okay. So I'm looking for the lowest number in the array. Here we go, man. So maybe first things first is like, maybe we gotta find out if the thing is even rotated, because they say it's possibly left rotated. There could be a case where the thing is not even rotated, man. So how do we know that? I guess if the last number in the array is larger than the first number, or greater than equal to, then not even rotated. I would cover this case here when there's only one digit in the array, or one number in the array. So if it's not even rotated, I'm gonna just like search normal and then return. Alright, now should I make a function to find my pivot? Sure, I'll do that. So I'm just gonna binary search here. So I like to write my binary search with less than equal to R. Some people do L less than R, but I almost exclusively use less than equal to in my binary search. Hold up. All right, here we go. So midpoints. What's the midpoint formula? L plus R minus L over 2. I write my midpoint like this because it prevents overflows, and in C++ you gotta worry about overflows. That epitome of job security. LinkedIn is for people looking for new jobs. I get it. Yeah, I guess so. LinkedIn is for people looking for jobs and stuff. Hey, what's happening? Kaushil Nagrale 6766. Probably did not say your name right, but what's happened? Welcome. Alright, so this is our midpoint. What we're trying to do with our midpoint, we're trying to see which side of the array we are in, if we're in the left half or if we're in the right half. And we know that by checking if nums m is greater than num0, this means we are in the left half. Right? Otherwise, this is the right half. So I'm trying to remember the smallest index. So if we're in the right half, I'll say that's what we're trying to remember. But if we're in the right half, we're trying to bring the right pointer down. And if we're in the left half, we're trying to bring the left pointer up. So that should get like the smallest index, which is, I guess, the pivot. The start of, from this to the end, the pivot to the end is like the beginning half of the array, and then from the beginning to the pivot -1 is the other side. So now that I have this thing, I'm just gonna do a double binary search. Maybe like a lower bound or something, man. Or I could implement my own thing. Which one should it be? Should we implement our own binary search? Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm gonna call it B search. Well, what was I gonna do, man? Was it supposed to return -1 if it's not there? I'm gonna say lower bounds. So I'm gonna use this B search. I'm gonna give it a start and end, so we can use the same function and just like begin plus start, and then we're gonna end at nums. How should we do that, man? Begin plus end plus 1? I don't know. So if this is equal to the, oh, I have to put the target here too. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So if it is the target, what are we returning, man? I guess we're returning the index, right? So if we just need to search normal, I'm going to search from 0 to n. Should I do n-1? Yeah, I think n-1. And the target is whatever target they give us. Otherwise, then we gotta like search in left half and right half, yeah? So the pivot is find pivots. I guess we don't need anything there. I'm thinking we don't really need to binary search in both halves, but I think it's still log n, so it's probably fine. So in our left search, it's going to be from 0 to pivot -1. And our right search is going to be from pivot to n-1. And then if any of them is found, then we should return it. Should I do that immediately, like that? Let's see if that works. Oh. I forgot to put my target in this lower bound. Oh, wrong answer, man. Let me see where I messed up. target is 1. So that should be, all right, the pivot should find it in this right search from the pivot to n-1. Let me see what goes on in here. Use that hint. All right, let me try the hint. Let me see if it's gonna tell me anything good. Find pivot by hand on nums 3.1. Watch what pivot ends up being, where it actually points to the smallest elements in the array. Alright, by hand, let's see. So on 3.1, our left is 0, right is 1, midpoint is 0. So our midpoint is not greater than that. So our left and right are now 1. So our midpoint is 1 here. This is not great. So, man, small should return 1, it seems. Nums m. So you're saying this should be greater than equal to? Because it's just a single one. I never saw a second hint button. Oh, there's a third one too, man. Wait, let me try it. Alright. Maybe it's working now. Yeah, there we go. So off by 1, which is hard to get right for me. Dump it done. Next problem if you want to try. Let's see what you're trying to send this way. I've solved it. Let's see when. 2 years ago. Alright. Looks like a struggle though. 2 years ago. Took 4 or 5 attempts. Apply operations to make sum of array greater than or equal to k. You're given a positive integer k. Initially, you have an array nums equal 1. You can perform any of the following operations on the array any number of times, possibly 0. Choose any element in the array and increase its value by 1. Duplicate any element in the array and add it to the end of the array. Return the minimum number of operations required to make the sum of elements of the final array greater than or equal to k. Choose any element, increase its value by 1. Duplicate any element and add it to the end. And we have k is 10 to the 5th. Alright, minimum number of operations, man. Let me think through this. Sounds like a take it or leave it type of thing to me, but I'm not 100% sure. I last saw this on March 23rd, 2024. Hey. That's 2 days after me. Maybe it was on the contest or something, man. Alright, so if I choose any elements and increase its value by 1, then so it's 1, 2, so it's basically like you add 1 or you duplicate the highest number that you got. How would I do this, man? Alright, maybe we start with K and we'll see how many things to take to get to 1. No. Or we start with 1. I already have nums equal 1. So if we choose in our first thing to make it 2, alright, so total sum. So if we thought about going from K to 0 in how many moves, can I do that? Is like subtract 1? I actually don't know what to do, Dumpy Don. It's been too long for me. Too rusty. But it does feel like take it or leave it. But I'm trying to think about the states, man. Like how would I structure these states? Where K is 10 to the 5th. Alright, let me look at the examples. So K equal 11. They said answer is 5. Increase it by 3 times. So now it's 4. And then you duplicate twice. So you get 12. Where do I begin, man? Even though I've solved it, I don't even remember what I did or how to do this. Four, 4, 4. I wonder if you binary search something. Or no. Binary search on the answer where it's like how many times you have to add 1 before you start duplicating. Like, what if I said for this one we guessed like we have to add 1 5 times before we start, or 6 times, so it would be like, or let's say 5. So it'd be 5 moves and then 1 to double it. So that works. No, it doesn't work. Wait, how do I know how many is the minimum though? How can I know 5 is good? Wait, for 24 minus... I don't know what you're saying. Oh, for k equals 24. Add 6 and you double it 4 times. It's 9 steps. Or 5 times 5. Wait, what? I don't know what you're saying there, Dumpy Don. So it's either, alright, either I'd add everything first, then I'd double it. How many times I have to add things, man? Maybe do I just keep adding things and then seeing how many times that number divides? Wait, maybe that's it. So this is int max. I don't know how much I should go to, man. Whatever, let's try 100k. So I guess I'm trying to get the ceiling. So this is gonna be I plus the ceiling of num plus, or I plus 1, I guess. I don't need this. K divided by I plus 1. Wait, am I tripping, man? What's I plus, what am I trying to do here? This is how many steps. So it's I steps to add the 1, right? And this is how many steps to double to get it bigger than k. It's gonna be the ceiling of k divided by the number. Yeah, I plus 1. Yeah, right? And then the best is just the minimum of those. This is what I'm thinking. Hey, Sin Sasuke, what's happening? Let me see if this even works, man. Maybe this goes too big, but I should find like some proper number there. Maybe 10,000 is even too much, man. Double. What is this, man? What do you mean outside the range of a long? Alright, double K divided, maybe I have to put parentheses here. Am I off by 1? I don't know. Try this -1. See what's up. Did I hit submit? I didn't mean to hit submit. I guess that's it though. Not too crazy when I gave it some thought. But it was a little tricky. I actually don't know what my limit should be up here. I just kind of guessed something. Hope that it worked. I'd hope that you wouldn't have to add more than 10,000 times to find a good thing, you know. Alright, let me see what you did, Dumpy Don. I guess you tried a few different Ks and he saw the pattern. So this is like the square root of K. Wait, what am I looking at, man? This is a little crazy with all the comments. Hold up. I see. A little bit. Left region. Man, you enumerated a lot of different stuff here, man. That's crazy. Came to the conclusion by making factors. So it's like you enumerated through everything. You saw the patterns and how it's like increasing at some point or decreasing, and then it starts to increase or something. It's a lot of good detective work there, man. I don't know if I would have been able to do all that detective work like you. Let me see what I did last year, two years ago. I guess similar idea there than what I did similar to what I did today. Wait, read F strings below orange. Wait, sorry, Dumpy Don, I just saw your messages. Read F strings? What you talking about, man? The square root elements will be close. F strings. Where do you find this problem? It must have been... I've done it maybe on a contest because Q said he done it like 2 days before me. So perhaps it was on a Saturday contest and then the Monday virtual. That's probably when I tried it. But thanks for sharing it. It's always good brain exercise, man, to resolve problems I haven't done in a long time. But I was able to get it and the pattern in 15 minutes. Very good. I knew it was a code forces problem. Is it a code forces problem? Searched on GPT? I see. Yeah, it's a little bit more... I wouldn't know. Maybe like a math problem a little bit. What are we gonna do now? We just did the binary search there. Should we continue? We got 3 more in our binary search track. These binary searches are a little bit hard with all the off by ones, man. Ugh. Alright. Bitonic peak index. An integer array nums is bitonic. It strictly increases up to a single maximum and then strictly decreases. Formally, there is exactly one index p such that nums I is less than nums I plus 1 for every I less than p, and nums I is greater than I plus 1 for every I greater than equal to p. I guess p is like a peak. Either side may be empty, so the maximum can sit at index 0, a strictly decreasing array, or at index n-1, a strictly increasing array. No two adjacent values are ever equal. Implement peak index nums. Return p, the index of the maximum. Note that the array is not sorted, so you cannot compare a value against the target. There is no target. What you can rely on is that, wait, why is it telling me all this stuff? Is that like a mid? I gotta fix up these problem descriptions, man. Anyways, so we're looking for the peak. 0, 1, 2. Needs a human touch. Yeah, it's coming, Q. Well, we're doing it right now. We're reviewing everything and then gonna fix up the problems, and hopefully one day it's gonna be real nice. So what am I looking at, man? If wait, either side may be empty, so the maximum can sit at index 0 or at index 1, n-1. Woolly Debugger, are you making a room that we can join again? Hey, maybe I could make a room, but also every problem on its own is kind of like a mini room. So right now I'm just going through my categories in binary search. I'm up to the 5th problem in that category, and even though I didn't create like a study group with random problems, if you come onto that link into this thing, it will kind of be like a room where, there you go, Woolly Debugger. What's up? And then I can peek at your thing after I'm done. Spoon XOR. What's happening? I got tier 1 done, working on tier 2 at the moment. Hey, very nice, Q. I'm still working on the tier 1s, man. Hey, Spoon XOR, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Saw that one from yesterday or the day before or whenever I was here. Oh, I see. Alright, hold up. Let me put Spoon XOR. Thank you so much. It's the 2-star general. Alright. Bitonic peak index. So I look for a midpoint. Where am I going? I'm going right up until the last good one. Alright, so left is at 0, right is at n-1. And my binary search always less than equal to, and my midpoint is always the same thing. Like anytime I'm doing a binary search, I don't even really think about, wait, what? L plus L minus R, R minus L over 2. I don't even think about this part. This is like automatic. This is like having a template that you copy and paste, except the template is in my head and I just never really forgot. So how do we know where we are? I'm gonna say if nums m is greater than man, this is gonna be a little bit tricky. Hey, Raxo Sabe, what's happening? Welcome to the party. They say the dang maximum can sit at the edges, so like 0 or 1, man. So maybe I should check for that before I do anything else. I feel like that's gonna throw me off. So I'm gonna say if the first element is greater than the next element. Wait, let me look at the constraints. Num's length could be 1. Alright, if n is equal to 1, I'm gonna just return 0 because it's the only element. Cody Senpai, what's happening? Welcome. What are we doing? Alright, if it's only one element, return 0, because it's only one element. If the first element is greater than the second element, also that means the peak is 0. And then if the last element is greater than the element before it, then that means the peak is the last thing. So maybe now that we've... Hey, Cody Senpai, I still can't see live code. I haven't really done anything to fix that. I still have to look into it, Cody Senpai. My bad. But can I see yours? I can see yours. I wonder what's happening, man. I need some better metrics and debugging log statements somewhere. I don't know like what's happening, man, at all. I have like 0 visibility into what's going on in production right now. Anyways, is this mine? Oh yeah. I was saying maybe I should just put L and R to be the those things, and then that way I can always check nums m minus 1. Wait, so if the midpoint is greater than the previous one, that means we're in the left side, and maybe we want to grow a little bit more. So if this is true, I'll remember it as the peak, and then I'll bring my left point up. And then if this is not true, wait, I guess if nums m is greater than nums m plus 1. Hey Q, you can't see mine either? Oh, interesting. Only mine is being messed up. Oh, you can see others. Interesting. That's a good hint. Let me write that down in my notes, man. That already makes me think of a few things. All right, new notes. Thank you. One line with nothing on it. Well, as you can see on the stream, we got some stuff going on. All right, so I'm hoping that that's the peak. But then if this is greater than m plus 1, what does that mean, man? That means it could be the peak too. But either way, I'm gonna put it like that first. Can we, let's see. All right, I have to look into that bug where you can't see my code. Oh, easy work, easy work. Maybe, hey, can you click on my accepted thing in the chat, in the activity? Can you see my solution from the activity? Yes, it works. All right. So it's just this coding part, and from owning my account. So maybe it has something to do with my admin status, or who knows. All right, what's next for us? Should we try the next problem in this? Minimum processing rate. Too many ifs? Wait, my ifs here? You don't like all them ifs? Yeah. All right. Hey, Raxo, have you done it, man? Let me see yours. Let me see how you can clean this up. I suppose if I started L at 0 and R at n minus 1, I'm mainly worried about like this m minus 1 or m plus 1 like being out of bounds, you know? So that's why I did all those weird if statements in the beginning. How else would I deal with that? I don't know. Let me code it right away. Dang, Raxo is that quick. How can I? All right, let me link it. Yeah, my live peak is not working. Yeah, dump it on. Thank you for confirming. Everybody knows that mine is broken, man. So I'm gonna try it, but we can peek at Raxo. Let's watch Raxo solve this live. Two-time ICPC world finalist and coach to more than 5 ICPC teams. Mr. Raxo Sabe solving it. The pressure is on. He's nervous. I can tell by how many typos he's making. No, he's not nervous. Is it done? Oh, look at that. Dang, look at that. It's so easy. How do you not wait. So why was I worried about how do you know that this wasn't gonna be out of bounds, man? Is that like from experience? Because I was thinking, you know, mid plus 1. What if, I guess the midpoint will never be at the last element unless there's only one number. But it says num's length, it could only have one number in it. Because the only way that could happen is when low equal high equal n minus 1. In which case, oh, that's because you use this instead of the, I use the less than equal to while loop. You use the more advanced while loop, I guess. Or to me, it's more advanced because it always confuses me what to do, man. Interesting. So this is how ICPC World Finalists would code it up. Man, that's bumping, Raxo. Thank you for sharing that us. Too many if statements, he says, about my solution. Blood. Yours is exactly the same. Oh dang, Q, you use this binary search, man? You use the less than? This thing, man. I only use less than equal to. Alright, Dumpy Don. What are you linking here, Dumpy Don? Code Forces? We don't do Code Forces here, man. Code Forces is for like competitive programmers, man. Look at this. Think somebody's about to read all this to do a dang puzzle? Yeah. Ain't nobody trying to read all that. That's like, if I'm reading all this to solve it, I better be getting paid, man, because it's like real work. I ain't about to do some free work out here, man. Crazy talk. Anyways, it's a 2-week contest? Dang. Wait, Dump It On, are you doing that stuff? Are you doing all that ICPC Code Forces stuff? My eyes hurt looking at it. Wait, 30k tries, no one able to solve it. Oh yeah, I ain't trying to solve that, man. All right, let's hit this one real quick. Minimum processing rates. You're given an integer array batches of length n, where batches I is the size of the ith batch and an integer hours. You must choose a single integer processing rate k before work begins. Each hour, exactly one batch is processed. Up to k units are removed from that batch. If fewer than k units remain in the batch, all of them are processed and the rest of that hour is wasted. A second batch is never started within the same hour. A smaller rate is preferred, but every batch must be fully processed within hours. Processing a batch of size b at rate k therefore takes... And I gotta adjust these things, man. I think some of these problems like give too many hints inside the description. So I guess I can edit them right here. But I guess I'll not do that right now. This is Coco eating bananas. Where y'all from? Q's from California. I'm originally from Jamaica, but now I live in Canada. Alright, so we got this many batches and we need to do it in this many hours, and we need to choose a processing rate. So our processing rate would be the maximum rate in our right thing, which who knows what, man. I guess the maximum a batch could be is 1 billion, so I'm gonna put 1 billion as our thing. A summit from YouTube. What's happened? Good morning. Yeah, ain't morning here, but howdy. All right, here we go, man. So we're trying to find this processing rate. Man, you guys make me think about switching my binary search from using less than equal to R. When a problem is so good, they start testing their English reading. Tate Boy 88. What's happened? Are you saying some of these problems, it's tough to understand the description if English is not your first language? Maybe. You might be onto something, man. Are you SDE or MLE? I'm a SWE, software engineer. I don't do anything machine learning. I don't know anything AI. Like, I know how to use AI, but I don't know anything about how LLMs work or how transformers work, man. All right. What we're trying to do, we're trying to find this processing rate that we can finish within K hours processing these batches. So my midpoints, always the same. Muscle memory for me to type that. So this is also muscle memory for me. It's my binary search template for binary searching on an answer. So you choose a midpoint, and that's your your guess, and then you verify that that guess or that midpoint is good. So I don't have this is good function yet, but I'll create it now. I don't know what needs to be in here yet, but I do know that it returns a Boolean. Give SDE roadmap or SWE, both are kind of the same. Roadmap to pass the interviews. I'm working on one right now. You can find, it's a work in progress, but I'm trying to curate a list of problems that will teach you about all of the important algorithm topics that you'll encounter in an interview, like a technical interview. So it's a work in progress. Maybe like another week or two, I'll probably finish this problem list. And it's not just a problem list, man. It's also a platform to practice on. So you can see other people also practicing on the platform at the same time. See how many people are in certain problems. You can talk to them, and they can talk to you. You can see their solutions, whoever came by and solve the problems and whatnot. So it's more than just like a list of problems I'm making. I'm making this studying platform that's very collaborative, I'd say. Wait, I use for loops for binary search? What? Why look scary? I've never written a binary search with a for loop. That's for sure. Alright, so we're trying to find this processing rate. So how do we verify that a certain processing rate is good? We know it's good because we can iterate through every batch. Do I care about index? So I iterate through every batch, and then the time it takes to process that batch is the size of the batch divided by the processing rate. And I cast it to a double here because if it takes 2 ints and divides 2 ints, then it's already gonna round down and then the ceiling of a rounded down number is just going to be that number. So I lose like all the decimal places if I don't cast it to a double. And then a ceiling of something with a decimal place is just going to go up to the next number. And that's what we want for this problem. Good man, I like your content and your style of being calm and funny with big hairs. Calm and funny with big hairs. That's some very kind words, man. Thank you very much. I try to have big hairs. Alright. So this is how much time it's gonna take in hours. And then if our hours are greater than how many hours we're allowed, then I'm gonna just return false because it's not possible to process those batches within the time that they give us. Am I gonna get this problem in one shot or not? So if this is true, that means this processing rate is fast enough, it's good enough, and then we need to try something a little bit slower. So I bring my right point down, and if it's not good, then we need to try something faster. And then we just return the best rate. Come on, man. Alright, typos don't count there. Let me see. That was supposed to be an if, not an it. Come on, man. I thought I was gonna get it for sure. Put 0. I guess we can't go 0 because divide by 0, it's pretty bad. Anyways, there we go. This is binary search on the answer. I should be checking the lessons while I'm doing it, but I'm actually rewriting all the lessons because I don't like how they're written right now. Name bisect left is not defined. Dumpy done. Thank you. I'll tell my agents that Python is being funky out here. Alright, what are we doing next? Should we do the last one in this category, in this binary search category? Let's see what they got for me. Minimum largest segment sum. You're given an array of positive integers, values, and then integer groups. Split values into exactly groups, non-empty, contiguous segments. The elements keep their original order, and every element belongs to exactly one segment. The cost of a partition is the largest sum among its segments. Return the minimum possible cost over all valid partitions into group segments. I don't know, man. Let me see what example one's talking about. So they give us all these values, and they say we gotta split them up into 5 groups. And what's the cost? The cost of a partition is the largest sum among its segments. I see. I think I see. Wait, interesting that BS works? Oh, snap. A for loop like that. Well, your midpoint is prone to overflow. But that's besides that. I mean, maybe not for that problem because it was just to one E9. Bisect left and other very standard libraries needs to be an AlgoBlazer. Yeah. Do you know anything else besides bisect left, Dumpy Don, that you can let me know? I'll fix it. I'll tell my agents to work on it. Oh, snap. Oh, I got the energy to do all these problems, man. I do. We got the energy, man. Alright, so the cost is the largest sum among its segments. So let's say the answer to this is 15. Because we can split like this. Wait, groups 5? What does that mean? Oh, 5 groups. So that's 1 group, 2 groups, 3, and so on. Let's say this is the minimum, the best thing. So I'm thinking it's a binary search because we're in the binary search section, first of all. But we're gonna binary search on the size, the maximum size for each group. And then I'll just try and split based on that. So if I'm choosing like 15, wait, let me think, man. Does that mean I try 15 and I see that we're good? Alright, 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. Then we break. This is 13, 8. Alright, I can do it, man. Here we go. Same thing, just binary searching on the size of each segment, but let me look at the constraints. The constraints are each value is only up to 500, and the size is 50,000 values, and the same thing for groups. So the sum of each segment could potentially be like not overflowing is what I'm trying to figure out, man. So should I just use my left as 1 and my right as like a billion or something? I think a billion should be safe. And this is like binary searching on the penalty. So this is my dang template from my brain. And then I have a is good, so I'm gonna be like so if it's good, that means that we should update the best. And then what are we trying to do, man? We're trying to get, okay, so if this is good, then we want to try something even smaller because we're looking for the minimum. But if it's not good, we need to try something larger. Yeah. And we need 5 groups. How do you do this, man? I think maybe I can do it though. I know I can do it. I'm just feeling tired right now. I ain't gonna lie. These Python libraries are good and should be there in AlgoBlazer. So you're saying none of these work? Alright, cool. I will look into it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dumpy Don. Alright, alright, so now I need to make this is good function, like my validator. How does it work? We take a guess and we're trying to say we need 5 groups. So I'm thinking, how do I validate that with the groups? So if I choose something that's too big, maybe I don't validate, like, maybe a binary search on the validate? Is that crazy? So I'll binary search, I'll make a prefix sums. And if I'm looking for 15, I'm searching for like, no, I think that's too crazy, right? Is this just like a take it or leave it? But then it's binary, it's in the binary search section, man. So we guess on the answer. So, alright, if we guess 16, would it still be good? Or what if we guess, you know, 20? Or 50 initially? What if the first guess is 50? Then oh, I see. So if we guess too big, and then we're able to add everything with less than 5 groups, with less than this many groups, that means we're good. All right, I see. I think I see. So this problem took me a bit to solve. Hey, Kia, just thinking about it, man. It kind of tripped me up, but we'll see. We'll see if my observations are good enough. David Huffman, what's happening, man? Welcome. How are you doing? All right, so we're trying to validate that a particular guess is good. So we're just going to iterate over every value. And I add values I to the sum. do I do this part, man? Maybe if the sum is greater than the guess, then it's like we gotta split sum equal values I. This might be off by 1. Let me think about it for a second. Dump it done. Suggestion. You can add a feature to show the number of people online on a problem on problems page on AlgoBlazer, and each user have a setting toggle to allow spectate from everyone, friends, no one, or whatever. Yeah. So right now we have how many online on the dashboard, but we can put it on the problems page as well. But this is supposed to show up too, man. Yeah, so if there's somebody on that problem, there should be a little green arrow, you know, or not a green arrow, green dot like this. So like I'm solving minimum largest segment sum right now, so that's why it's lit up, or it should be at least. Or Q was in there, I guess, not me because I left. But I don't have those finer grain controls where you can allow like friends or everyone or whatever, but I can add that to the list of feature requests for sure, man. And this is the whole idea for AlgoBlazer, is so that the grind won't feel so alone, man. So when you go onto AlgoBlazer, you can see, oh snap, look, somebody is grinding right now. Right now you can't see exactly who's solving what where, but I'm going to try and add those features in. I think it would be nice. Yeah, like what Q said, it would be cool to see what people are currently working on. Do you have a global chat? No global chat for AlgoBlazer. I was thinking, should I put one in? You guys want one? We can put one in, man. Let me add it to the list of things. Alright, back to this one. VMXTD, thank you very much for the follow. Hey, what's happened? It would be interesting to embed a local and global chat based on the problem you're solving. I mean, yeah, we have the local one, but you mean have a global chat, like you can switch the channels or whatever, and you can talk to anyone, anywhere. All right, it's on the feature list. MMO style, yeah. That's what I like. What we're trying to do, man? We're trying to do this part. How do you validate that a particular guess is good? Because I suppose if you can get to the end with your cuts being under the amount of groups that you got, then we're good. So it's like, if cuts is equal to the groups, or less than equal to the groups. No. This is gonna be weird. How do I do this? Maybe if it's, I should return true here. Yeah, I think maybe this would work. Might be off by 1 somewhere. I guess we'll find out soon enough, man. We'll just submit. Is it done? Yeah, I hope so. Hi, I'm new to your stream. What's for your stream today? Hey, welcome. I'm building a website called AlgoBlazer, which is very similar to LeetCode, except maybe it's trying to be a lot more collaborative, meaning you can interact better with other people who are grinding algorithms with you. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going over my website and trying to do all of the problems in my learn category or in my learn section, just for like quality checking the problems. And I'm taking notes as I'm doing this so that I can make adjustments to the problem descriptions or the problem difficulties and bugs and stuff that I find on the website. So that's what this stream is mostly about, is me solving algorithms, problems. I used to just do LeetCode alone, but recently I've been doing AlgoBlazer as well because it just went live recently. So I've been doing LeetCode for 6 years, man. Almost 7 years. Not super duper consistent over the years. Sometimes I go for a few months without practice. But for the most part, every year I've practiced for, you could say, the majority of the years, you know, except maybe 2025, not very active. So that's a little quick intro to this channel. Cav Yench, what's happening? How do you add problems to AlgoBlazer? So I'm like reading interview reports from people on the internet, and people say like, yeah, I got this problem from this company. It was, and they like loosely type the question like, given a list of integers, return 2 that add up to this number. So then I take that description of their problems and then I have AI turn it into a real problem, and I release these problems like once every 12 hours. They'll show up as a beta problem. So if you go to the problems page and you sort by date added, you can see all the beta problems are those like interview reports that get turned into algorithm questions. But sometimes you'll see problems that don't have that beta thing on the side, and that means in the interview report the person said I was given LeetCode number 651, and then I'll just import that problem straight up from LeetCode like that. So that's how I get the problems on AlgoBlazer. And do I have a LinkedIn? I do have LinkedIn, but I don't really share it publicly. I thought of an interesting idea on top of that global chat thing. You could have a button for a problem alert with your code that links your code in global to ask for assistance. Oh yeah, so instead of the AI button, like a ask for help. All right, could be an interesting thing if we have the global chat for sure. It's like playing Helldivers and you request help from somebody else to come kill these bugs for you. Is that giving some kind of insights in real problems? Maybe, but who is telling you that? Beta context? What? What do you mean, Dumpy Done? Do you think the... Wait, Orion's Belt, what's happening? Do you think vibe coding is viable to work on real projects, or better to just ask AI for specific code changes? Hey, I think vibe coding is for sure viable to do anything you ever dreamed of. Who's telling you to appear in an interview? People who post on anywhere on the internet, man. Reddit, LeetCode, Team Blind. People like to post their reports in like their interview questions and whatnot. So that's where I'm taking them from. Found their Insta account. Saw some great photos there. Hey, thank you. I don't really take photos anymore. That was from a time, a long time ago, maybe 8 years or so now. So that is how AlgoBlazer sources new problems right now. I'm going to be adding a feature so that people can also submit their own problems. So people who enjoy writing problems, you can submit your problem if you want, and maybe see your name next to the problem or something. We'll see how that feature goes. Alright, what we're trying to do, man? We're trying to do that last binary search. Or did I do it? No, I had a... Did I submit anything? I don't even know, man. I had a wrong answer. That's what's happening. So I'm saying an X2. So 4 groups. But I'm saying 2. So why does 2 work for me here? I have to step through my isGood function and see what happens. Have you heard about Aula keyboards? I have not. I've not heard of those keyboards. Hey, Raxo is back. What's happening? Raxo comes back whenever I'm struggling to find bugs in my code, man. I'm gonna hide this for now. Alright. We're trying to go over these dang values. And we're trying to find our bug. That's what we're trying to do. Why is 2 not a possible answer? Hey, that's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Because we're trying to split it. So we split that. Oh, because there's a thing of size 3 in there, man. How are you gonna split this guy into itself? When right? Like, there's no way. That's what you're trying to tell me, man. I don't like the negative mindset of programming. Everything is always red until it becomes green, and then you're on to the next thing. Can we normalize buggy software and consider bugs as features? Sometimes the bugs do become features, right? Alright, so wait, maybe you're telling me that... Wait, first of all, why didn't my isGood function catch that? That's what I was trying to figure out. But maybe we can also set the left to the max in values, because there's no way that you can fit a single element in something that's less than that. So I wonder if that will make everything work immediately. Elements. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it real quick. No. How am I still gonna say 2, man? I put min element. I'm supposed to say max. Yeah, Q. Thank you. Jesus. Damn, look at that, man. Raxo is coming in here with the big wisdom. Big knowledge. Raxo knows what's up. That was the only thing wrong. Anyways, I created a YOLO channel at work. Every time I would deploy, it would be on a Friday, and then I just post YOLO in the YOLO Slack channel. What? You can YOLO? You're allowed to just YOLO when you feel like to? Hey, I used to YOLO at work too. I'm not gonna lie. But I'd always have to convince somebody else that YOLOing was the best way. I couldn't just decide to YOLO on my own, you know. I would have helped more, but watering my lawn. Are you allowed to do that, Q? Isn't that like illegal in California, man? People out there dying of thirst and you out there feeding it to your grass. Actually, I don't know. I remember somebody told me you can't be watering your lawn, and sometimes they be driving around, and if your lawn looks too green, they're coming to give you a ticket, man. We aren't in a drought anymore. You're not high enough in the ranks. Yeah, I'm definitely not high enough in the ranks, man, to be making them type of decisions. But sometimes I can convince somebody high enough that YOLOing is the only way, man. It's either we YOLO right now and get valuable information, or we wait another 3 quarters to try and build something to make sure it works properly, man. We don't got time for that shit, man. We gotta go right now. That's usually what I'd say, something along those lines. And then it's like, all right, let's just YOLO it. I'm like, YOLO it, I got my finger on the trigger to like roll it back if it blows up, man. Don't you worry. But I'm not on call, somebody else is. Anyways, we just did that binary search section. We only got stacks and queues left. Maybe we can start. I don't think I will finish tonight. Like Bezos has 50-foot bushes while the limit is 8 feet. He just pays thousands a month in fines. What? I mean, he's balling, man. He can do whatever he wants, I guess. Kinda, not really, but he does. All right, man. Here we go. Hey, I went bouldering again today. Actually, I take it a step further. I signed up for the dang bouldering gym, and I bought some bouldering shoes at the same time. So I'm officially a boulderer now, man. It's only my 2nd time I went today. But my back is sore, man. Do you go with I Am Samir? TV Josh, what's happening, man? I did not go with I Am Samir, but Samir's probably way better than I am at bouldering. I'm still on like the beginner stuff, man. Maybe I can go like 1 level beyond beginner, but it's too much. It's too difficult. Go to the bouldering alley? Yeah, there's like a bouldering gym nearby. He rah plays. What's happened? Calling me uncle. At this age, you're trying to learn DSA. I'm here at 20. Don't even want to see DSA. Don't want to keep my mind or use my mind in this AI world. I didn't start learning DSA. Hey, I didn't even start to learn how to program until I was 25 years old. And then I programmed a bunch of shit without ever knowing anything about a linked list or a binary tree or DSA until like, I don't even know, man. Maybe like 32 or 33 was when I first started to learn LeetCode, like DSA stuff. And it was a big struggle because I didn't, like, literally never even heard of a linked list before until that I was 32. And then now I'm pretty comfortable with DSA. You just got to do it, man. It ain't that bad. You can learn it in 6 months or less to be comfortable. Tell me some topics to make an article. To make an article? What are you talking about? Fei Jiao Toxico. Topics? Article on what? And voila 000. Thank you very much for the follow. Was it hard getting a job after I turned 50? I haven't hit 50 yet, man, but it's coming up. It's coming up. Feels soon, but maybe not. I didn't learn DSA until my triple nested loop took 3 days to run. What do you... Triple nested loop for what? Like an advent of code or something? 3 days to run. Alright, let me read this problem. Valid parentheses. Give the string S containing just the characters this. Determine if the input string is valid. An input string is valid if open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets. Open brackets must be closed in the correct order, and every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. Alright, we can... This one is easy for sure. Typical problem used to teach stacks, right? So how are we gonna do it, man? We're going to iterate through. I'll use example 2 or something. Had this question in an interview, failed it. Stupid fake problems. Man, I understand why you hate these problems if you got this in an interview and you weren't expecting it or something, man. But anyways, stack, right? So we have a stack of characters that we've seen previously. And let me make this input a little bit nicer. Tab separate them. Haven't you done this problem before? Yeah, TV Josh. I'm not doing new problems. I'm doing my AlgoBlazer categories. I'm just going through all the problems in AlgoBlazer just to get a feel for the quality of problems in this learn section, and to see if I have to adjust anything. You know, this problem is from like 1000 BC. Yeah, it's like a good problem if you've never done a stack, to see how you can use a stack. It's like super duper ancient Greek problem, man. Anyways, if it's an opening bracket of any type, we just push it into a stack immediately. Like, we don't even care about nothing, man. If it's a closing bracket, we gotta make sure that the top of the stack is the corresponding opening bracket to the closing bracket. And if it is, you pop it and you move on. So this is the opening bracket, you put it in the stack, you move on. Closing bracket, it matches, you pop it. Opening bracket, put it in a stack, and you move on. Closing bracket, pop it. And then once you're finished, you just want to make sure that you got nothing in your stack left. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. So we're iterating over every character, and then if it's this, or should I make a I'm gonna just hard code everything, man. We don't have time to try and be fancy here. So if it's any opening, I guess we could just use the ors, right? which other bracket? The square ones. All right. Any opening bracket, then we push it to the stack. Otherwise, we got to make sure that it's matching. We could use a map or something, man, but we don't got time to type out all that stuff right now. So I'll just type out all this stuff instead. Which one is a wing bracket? I'm thinking maybe I should type out the dang map. And then they add some kind of variation where when you're winning and you think you're done, what if there is a stupid wild card that can count as an opening or closing parentheses? Yeah, that's how they do it, man. They just keep on ramping up the dang difficulty on you. Correct the syntax of if statements. Oh yeah, is that, what is that, man? Who put that there? Am I still missing something? What is this? Thank you. All right, so now I'm just gonna make the map. I think it makes life easier, man. So I'm mapping each closing bracket to the opening bracket, right? There we go. And then I'm gonna just take out this thing and say, if there's something in the stack and the top of the stack is equal to the matching character that we should have, then we pop. Otherwise, it's bad. That's basically it, right? If it's a closing thing, then that's it. Do I have any typos or anything? Maybe. Nah, everything's good. Look at that. Very nice. All right, that's the introduction to stacks in this category of lessons. So that's the first problem you're going to encounter, valid parentheses. Let's see what the next one is. Maybe they're trying to get a little bit more difficult. Cascading adjacent pair removal. You're given a string S of lowercase English letters. Two adjacent characters are removable if they differ by exactly one in the alphabet, like AB or BA, or if they are the pair A and Z. In either order, the alphabet wraps only between A and Z. Oh, what the heck is that? Making a note. Weird character in description. Repeatedly remove the leftmost removable adjacent pair until the string contains no removable pair, and then return the results. Blah blah. Easy problem, man. Let me do it real quick because it's too easy, right? How are we gonna do it again, man? I guess we have a stack of all the characters. Wait. They're removable if... Alright. So... I guess while... Wait. Let me look at the examples to see how this goes. So A, B gets removed. And CZ is left. Alright. A, D, DC gets removed, and A, okay. Alright, so while there's something in the stack, and the top of the stack, how do I say this, man? How do I say... Alright, the top of the stack is equal to... Wait, top of the stack minus the current. Maybe I'll just take the diff. Or the top of the stack is a Z and SI equal A. Or wait, let me try and make this a little bit more readable. So I'll put each thing on its own line like this. Wait, is this more readable? That's one statement. That's two statements. Alright, the top of the stack is A, and this is Z. So these, if any of these are true, then we should pop. I actually don't know if this should be a while, man. Should be a if. Alright, we need a format code button in this editor. Let me write that down. Alright, this looks kind of crazy, man. Otherwise, I guess push into that stack. Anyways, and then I'll empty the stack into this string, and then reverse. Let's see. Oh, not bad. That's the second problem in stacks and queues. What do they got for third problem? Easy work. Yeah, Q. Easy work. I thought I was for sure gonna get some type of syntax because this was a little ugly to write. But it was alright, man. It's not so bad. Wait for the harder ones? Dang. Are you saying this is some tough stuff? Alright, let's see. Smallest number from a comparison pattern. You're given a string pattern of length n made up only of the characters I and D. Each character describes how two neighboring digits of an answer string must compare. I means the next digit is greater than the current one. D means the next digit is less than the current one. Build a string num of length n+1 such that num uses only the digit 1 through 9 and each digit appears at most once. Akash Kumar Patwa, what's happening? Solve threesome closest. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't think I've even ever solved threesome. Alright, here we go. I'm doing this problem though, and then I gotta go soon. Let's see. How are we gonna. Alright, so let's look at the example. They give us this pattern here. And if anybody's interested, here's the link for this problem I'm doing right now. Alright, here's this pattern. They're saying we use a stack. Increasing, increasing, increasing. Decreasing. So it's only 1 through 8. Why is this one on stacks and queues? Huh? Good question, Raxo. That's why we're going through everything to just double check that it makes sense and it's in the right category. But yeah, this one feels like a backtrack thing. Maybe this isn't. I know this problem too. But maybe how did I? Let me think. All right. It must be solvable with a stack or a queue. Let's try and think. I didn't even use stacks or queues because, you know, am I smarter than Fable or Opus 5? I don't know, man. All right, increase, increase, increase. Yeah, how the hell? All right, Raxo says, how the hell do you even use a stack and a queue to do this? Should we read? Opus definite, Fable not sure. I don't know if I'm better than any of them. He raw plays. What's happening? Just saw the latest video of you, how you started coding in 150 days. You got offer in Google. Just so inspiring. What made you start to LeetCoding DSA? Freelancing wasn't helping. Hey, thanks. So why did I start LeetCoding? Because I heard that if you can solve LeetCode problems, if you can just solve like 5 LeetCode problems in front of somebody in an interview, you can get a job that pays you like $250,000 a year, US dollars. That's the #1 reason why I started LeetCoding and learning data structures, algorithms. I was freelancing before that, and I wasn't making as much money at the time. So I thought it would be easier to just learn how to solve 5 problems in front of an interviewer than it was to try and make that money elsewhere. So I just dedicated my life to learning how to do LeetCode enough to impress an interviewer, and that was my main goal, man. That's generally a good angle of why to learn LeetCode that I hadn't considered. Hey, that's the only reason, man. It's the easiest way to go from nobody making nothing to making 200, 300,000 a year, man. Maybe even 400K if you can get the right offer. 500, you know. then why do you keep doing it if it's the only reason? That was the reason why I started. The reason why I keep doing it is, I don't know. It's become fun, and obviously it's still very important in the interview world, and maybe I think it would be nice if I can just teach algorithms and make a living from just teaching algorithms, you know? Now it's for the love of algos. I actually enjoy getting other people started with their like grind process or whatever, man. I want to coach people on how to grind LeetCode because it's very intimidating, I think, and maybe it's hard to see why you should grind, but the reason for me, and I think the reason for a lot of other people, is very simple. It's you just do 5 problems and you get paid big bucks. You get paid life-changing amount of money, man. So it's like a small ask for how much they're paying you. And why do you leave Google? Because I can't do what I want to do working at Google. Google doesn't allow you to help people pass technical software engineering interviews while you're working there. Hoang, what's happening? Hello everyone. I always try to practice every day so that one day I can work in big tech companies. Hey man, that is the way. It's very competitive to get in, but if you're practicing every day, I'm pretty sure you're gonna make it one day, man. I think you just gotta go for it, and you gotta believe that you can make it too. Otherwise you're gonna stop practicing, or you're not gonna try an interview, or you're gonna always feel you're not ready. But you'd be surprised. Hey, these big tech companies, they hire thousands of people every year, man. So it's not like you gotta be you don't have to win any LeetCode contest. You don't have to solve all 4 questions in a LeetCode contest. You don't even have to be like top 5% in the world or something, man. You just need to be able to solve a few problems with minimal hints and speak clearly, communicate effectively, and maybe make the interviewer laugh a little bit. And then you get a $250,000 job, man. I'm telling you. Or however much you get paid in your country. Anyways, but the money though, wait, what? I remember back in the day when he only talked about getting the bag. Yeah, when I first started, that was the only thing. I didn't care about algorithms at all, man. I only cared about getting the money. And I used to motivate myself by thinking that every single problem I solved on LeetCode or wherever, it's like getting paid 500 bucks. Like this one problem I just solved here, whatever it was, I just got paid $500 to solve that problem. But you don't get the money until you pass the interview, pretty much. And then once you pass the interview, you get a big chunk of money. That's how I used to think. That's how I used to motivate myself when it was, I mean, in the beginning, it's a real struggle, you know, because nothing makes sense. System design, behavior, data, algorithms, so many. Hey, if you're going for a new grad, not your system design, the bar for system design is really low if you're a new grad. Behavioral, you can study what to say in a few days. You don't need like months to practice for behavioral. I think system design, you also don't need months and months. You can, if you do system design study for 1 month, I think you'll be pretty good. But learning algorithms, if you're starting at 0, man, I think you need at least 3 or 4 months to start to feel comfortable. Like, I think learning the algorithm is something you can't really rush. I think 4 or 5 months. 3 to 5 months is already kind of rushing it. I am third year student. I have started from this year, and also I want to know how to build the logic, some tips and tricks. What do you mean how to build the logic? This stuff, all this algorithm stuff, man, it's like you're studying algorithms that have already been developed by people who are super smart, and probably most of them have passed away at this point. So you don't have to come up with this logic on your own, the algorithm logic. You just need to learn how to use these algorithms. And then once you learn how to use them, then you can learn how to modify them slightly to get the results that you're looking for. And I don't think you get better at that by just reading about them. I think you have to actually practice to get better at that. Wait, RIP? What happened? You need to at least, as long as I've been studying. Anyways, did I lose connection? Why say RIP? Best domain to do projects for freshers. What do you mean best domain? I think the best project for you to pick up as like somebody with minimal experience is choose a project that you're interested in, that you will continue to develop and work on, and you want the project to grow big enough where you've had to make some technical decisions. And this is where I think projects are useful for like interviews if you don't have any experience. When you go into an interview and you talk about your personal project, you want to be able to do a deep dive on that project, and you want to talk about some of the trade-offs for decisions you had to make, and like why you made those decisions. Like, why did you like those trade-offs in your app versus the other way for other trade-offs? And if you can talk about these things, especially as like a new grad or a fresher or whatever, I think that gives like good signal to the interviewer that you're capable of going deep and making these decisions, you know. So I don't have like a definitive amount of time that you need to spend on a project in order for it to get big enough where it's that complex. But I imagine you gotta spend at least 2 weeks on it, like a good solid 2 working weeks on it before like you just stop working on it or something. Best resource to learn dynamic programming. How did I learn? I learned by a lot of repetition. Dynamic programming, it took me many months to even get comfortable with the idea. What helped me in the beginning was having a solid understanding of how a recursive solution works. Like you can trace the recursion and see how each step in the recursion changes and like how the states change or whatever. So what helped me was actually drawing out the recursive branches in a recursive solution. Like at every time you recurse, what happens? It splits here and it makes a decision tree or whatever. So once I learned how to like use brute force recursion to solve problems, then I was able to see that you can just cache the states, and it led to me learning dynamic programming. But it didn't happen overnight, man. It literally took me 2 years to learn dynamic programming. But maybe you can learn it faster. I'm sure you can learn it faster than I took. Wait, what are y'all talking about over here? Spirits of Freya, what's happened? W AlgoBlazer, thank you. Background store 444 says start with building blocks like string to char, array, swapping variables, 2 pointers, hash maps, hash sets. That's what I did. Yeah. Algorithms, you start from basic data structures, work your way up to like simple algorithms, and then I think tackling it by topic is a good way. Oh, you said the algorithm creators are all dead. Yeah, most of them. My current project, I think, would be a good head turner for interviews. Hey, Q, you gotta get back out there, man. Can you show us your Mind Palace? Wait, what? Wait. Full stack server that handles information for my RPG and gets data from LeetCode profiles in order to influence your game. Interesting. Is there an AlgoBlazer integration? Yeah, is there? I'm doing the DSA in Python and also solved in Python. Is it okay because everyone is doing it in Java or sorry, excuse me, and C++? Python is good. I think Python is generally good for most places, man. But if you're trying to get into like a C++ only place, like some HFT firm or some place that like you know they're known for C++, then maybe Python is not good enough for those places. But I think most people probably study in Python or do DSA in Python than in Java or C++. To me, it feels like Python is the most popular. Hey, Howling, what's poppin', man? How you doing? I'm just chilling. At this point in my stream, I'm like kind of lazy, man. I don't want to do any more problems. The guy that does Get Cracked uses C++ and he asks the most obtuse questions about C++. Hey, Hyper, what's happened? Yeah, I'm not big in C++ trivia, man. I don't know much about the language, and I don't try to pretend to know too much about C++. I think I just barely get by with C++. C++ trivia is crazy. Yeah, I'm not trying to get that deep with it, man. At least not in today's world. Maybe if AI wasn't a thing, I could see myself getting more and more specialized with C++, because I think that was a path that I was on before, like at work. I enjoyed optimizing the code and trying to squeeze out performance, you know. I really enjoyed that, and I guess my org also knew I enjoyed that, so they just give me work that dealt with code optimization, man. My domain is in the cloud DevOps. Then is it okay? Yeah, I think for DevOps, for sure, Python is cool. I was never a DevOps person, so I don't really know, or an SRE or anything. But usually those guys don't code as much. They just deal with like config files or something and monitoring production. I don't know what DevOps people do, man. SREs, they're on call though. I know they're like the first line when shit goes wrong. Anyways, it's kind of insulting to them. Wait, what do you mean? Me not knowing what they do? I don't know what they do because I've never done their work. Yeah, but if I were to go into a SRE role instead of a SWE role, I don't think I'd have a good time, man. They just tweak config files. Hey, that's what they did at work. I don't know what those config files do or say because they're crazy, but you call the SREs and they're like, oh yeah, just in these configs, just switch it here and everything's gonna work. Like, all right, man. You guys deal with it. Yeah. All right, maybe they do more than just tweak configs. I'm sure they do, man. I just don't know. It's like deploying stuff, making sure there is good alerting and monitoring. Yeah, I don't really know. Great talking to you. I'm so much inspired by you, by the way. Thank you. Cleared my many insecurities by running late to college. Love from India. Hey, thank you very much for the kind words. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. See you next time. Do you have a favorite problem? Favorite problem. I don't think I have a single problem that is a favorite, but I have algorithms that I like. I like to do anything line sweep because it looks really cool when I explain it. And I think like half the battle in an interview is trying to look cool, you know? So if somebody gives me a line sweep problem, line sweep is like with the intervals, and I just do, you know, this type of thing real quickly in front of them, and I'm just drawing this dang graph, or you know, like talking to them, drawing this at the same time and solving the problem. They're gonna be like, dang, what the hell is this guy smoking, man? He's drawing this crazy ASCII art, explaining the problem, drawing in the terminal like it's with his right hand, and it's like, dang, this guy is nuts. That's why I like line sweep, because it makes you look a lot better than you are. Wait, all about collecting telemetry, spinning up roles, permissions, infrastructure. Swap with XOR? What? That's your favorite one? If I remember right, they were really happy with how you drew it. Yeah, the guy who interviewed me, I think his mind was like blown, man, when I drew out my little ASCII overlapping. I did the whole thing with the line sweep going, and I was like, all right, you know, oh, here we intersect two intervals, so we know we need at least 2 meeting rooms in here, and then it goes back down, you know. I did that whole spiel with him, and I think that won me the game, you know. I had a dream that you and Howling got married. Steven Sagiball, you got some spicy dreams, man. Very interesting that you're dreaming about that type of stuff. I need to be learning ASCII art instead all along. Yeah. ASCII art stream soon. Hey, we have ASCII arts all the time when I'm solving problems. I'm drawing ASCII, you know. To be fair, I draw examples from your influence. Yeah, I think it's a good skill to have for interviews at least. I'm who? All of my dreams usually come true. Who's that, man? There are AI gifs of Howling and Simon kissing in Discord servers. Man, background story. I don't know what kind of Discord servers you be registered to, man. But you guys got some strange hobbies. Yeah, Howling. These people up in here, man, who knows what they be doing in their free time. I guess they just told us. We need to solve an AlgoBlazer problem. Hey, Leet Whale is on AlgoBlazer. It's official. Let's do one real quick. But I gotta go soon, man. Let's try the study groups. Let's do 2 problems. Leet Whale. Is it gonna work, man? It's embarrassing if my thing doesn't work. Alright, you guys ready? There is the whale. It's waiting for us. Minimum groups within a sum limit. You are given an array of values of positive integers and a positive integer limit with every value at most limit. Partition all the values into groups so that the sum of each group is at most the limit. Return the minimum possible number of groups. What? The sum of each group. We can do this, right? I can do this, man. Am I sorting the values? I'm trying to race Leet Whale, man. How do I solve this? I don't even know what I'm doing. Let me think about the problem. I'm trying to just go real quick. And how are we gonna partition minimum groups? Hey, Spoopdy, what's happening? Your hands seem to know? Yeah, I don't know what my hands are doing. They thought they knew, but now I'm thinking of it. I was trying to do like a 2-pointer. I sort the problems and I take like the biggest and smallest, but maybe that's not the way, you know. Let me just erase this. Do I sort? Alright, if we know there's 2 groups of 20, I guess. Spectate others and steal their ideas. Yeah, that's what I'll do when I'm stuck. Draw the ASCII lines? Yeah. How the hell the ASCII lines gonna save me if I don't know what I'm doing, man? Alright, let me think. Let me try. Damn, I only got 8 minutes before I gotta go though. So we have these numbers. Maybe we can take the sum of the whole thing. So that's 12 plus 6, 18. So the sum of the whole thing is 19. And then what do we do? Let me look at the constraints. Oh, look at that, man. There's only 17 values. They're trying to trick me. There's only 17 values. So I feel like can I just like take it, bit mask, take it, leave it. Alright, I'm gonna try a bitmask DP. Oh shit, man. Running out of time though. If I did bitmask, I need the mask I need the do I need the index? I don't need the index. I just need the mask. And so if there's 2 items, then I need 2 bits, and it's n minus 1. So that's all the bits are set, and if all the bits are set, that means we've put everything into groups, maybe. Can't leave the 38 of us that are rooting for us to solve this puzzle. Wait, what? I gotta leave in 6 minutes, but I'm gonna keep trying though. So bit mask DP. So if the mask is all set, that means we've partitioned everything already, and we can return 0. But how do I know? How do I know if we've taken up the group, the sum? But the limit, oh, the limit is up to, the limit is real big. Alright, let me think a little bit more, man. Because I was gonna try to do some, I think if the limit of the values was smaller, maybe I could use this technique. But because the limit is so large, I think I can still use it. Hey, has nobody solved it yet? Leet Whale, where are you at, man? Should I peek? I don't want to peek, but it's not in activity. Leet Whale hasn't solved it yet. That's crazy talk. Yeah, maybe if I don't use a vector cache, like a 2D cache like that, and I just use an unordered map, and I mapped like the mask. Oh, that mask is gonna, this sum, I think. I don't know. All right, let me just code it with the sum in there, and then see how we can go. So I'm iterating through all of the values, and I'm checking in the mask if we've used that value before. So if the mask, how do we check? Alright, so if that bit in the mask is set already, then we already use that number. We should continue. Otherwise, if we can add this number to our sum and it's still within the limit, then we should do that. And how does that work? Dang, did you guys trick me to do this room, Leet Whale? Are you solving it? What the hell are we doing, man? Oh, Raxo says yes, it's hard. Jesus. Simon, I have a pen tester friend. Want to pay him $50 to find vulnerabilities? Nah, I don't got $50 right now, man. But tell your pen tester friend if you want some street cred, we can work something out. How do you set a bit on the mask? Alright, that's setting the bit. And then the sum is like that now. Oh, yeah, whale. Dumpy Don was telling me the Python sucks. But yeah, I will tell my agents. Thank you. Thank you very much, whale. Let me make a note of that. Okay, so we're trying to do this bit mask thing. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyways. So if it's within the limits, then we don't need to make another group. But if it's beyond the limits, then we gotta make another group, and then I guess the mask stays like this, but our sum now just becomes num's I. And then we want to remember, I forget what, the minimum number possible. So there's only 17 things, so this is like int max pretty much. And then alright, let's see if this gives us a correct answer. Oh, line 19, nums I, it's values I. Cannot get correct. Maybe I gotta return best plus 1. Or DP plus 1, actually. Alright, what time is it, man? Dang, I gotta go. Alright, I'm gonna submit this, and then I'm gonna try and make it faster. Brent Arata, I made it to midnight. That is right. How the hell am I gonna do this though? So I should have a vector int vector unordered map. Can I do that? No, I should have. How the hell am I gonna do that? Cool, it shows you left. Yeah, it does. Alright, I'm just going to use the mask for now. This can't be right though. Like, it definitely is not just gonna work if I use this cache alone. Right? Anyways, it's real time to go, man. It's past midnight now. Wrong answer. Oh, lots of wrong answers there. Dang, Raxo solved it. All right, easy. What are you talking about? Easy, man. Should I peek real quick? Hey, is it bitmask? Are you doing something with bitmask in here? All right, I'm gonna try a bootleg bitmask DP, man. Check this out. Wait. All right. Should I try? What are you talking about, man? Hey, where? What the heck? Key is a string. Hey, thank you, Raxo. All right, let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. And then I gotta go. Too slow, man. It's gonna be too slow. Memory limit exceeded. All right, my bootleg technique did not work, Raxo. How are we gonna make it work? You can actually use 2 to the n array for the memo. That's what I tried before. But then, wait, let me see, look. No. There, like 2 to the n. Right? With all the bits. But this alone wasn't enough. So you're saying should I just look at your answer? Because I gotta go, man. Ah, can I look? I don't know if I can look. Anyways. It must be a pair of values. 2 to the n. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Raxo. You mean instead of an int, you just have the pair of values in here? Oh, this show not. No, I think because it's a study group, we can't click on his solutions. And then I guess you'd have to click on P1. Hey, JCast19. Long time no see. And NJ Gaming. What's happening, guys? Alright. Hey, Raxo, Q1's too hard for us. You gotta show us. I guess if you switch back to problem 1, we can see. I'm just curious how you did that. You said it's a classic book bitmask. All right. You're already dang. All right, we got all types of bugs. Oh, I had to refresh it. Oh, vector pair int. What? How the heck do you do this, man? Page 114 of the book. All right, man. I can't believe I didn't know that. Page 114. Jesus Christ. So obvious, man. Should have known. How do you know the page, man? What the hell? Just type the page number. Hey, I don't even know how to navigate to a book page. I should learn that from the book? For real? Crazy. Hey, Al Thiago, what's happened? Welcome. Just watching encoding here. Improving my English. Very good, very good. Welcome to the party. What is this? Mike Ross shift? What? Shit? Wait, page 104? You told me page 114 of the file. Not, I see. Enhance. The problem can be easily solved by... What am I looking at? This technique here. Pair int. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at this offline, man, because first, I don't even really know bottom-up DP like this, like how they're using the thing. But I think I'm also too tired to try and learn something new right now. But we're gonna try and take a look. Page 114 in the Competitive Programmer's Handbook. Thank you very much, Raxo. Raxo, by the way, I say this every time you come in here, Raxo, but I'm just trying to let everybody know who doesn't know. Raxo Sabe, two-time ICPC World Finalist and ICPC coach to more than 5 teams around the world, man. Raxo Sabe, ladies and gentlemen. You see what? Steven Sagiball sees peas. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. I'm hearing something, man. But it's my fan. I guess, she ain't doing LeetCode, man. Oh, yeah, look. She's doing LeetCode prior to Q. Looking up prior to Q. Should we tell her about AlgoBlazer? A 1997 NSX. What's happened? Yeah, Raxo is kind of like a LeBron James around here. Wait, Mike Ross? Wait, you are using the weight as parameter? Wait, what? Wait, what am I'm talking about me? Should have used it in your answer. Anyway, we'll look at it some other time. Anyways, thank you. Alright, I gotta go, guys. We'll be back. I don't know when I'll stream again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. We'll see. But I have some updates for AlgoBlazer. We got some good feedback tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody from YouTube. See you next time. I can't pronounce them names, man, but everybody from Twitch, JCast19, Momo Rolf, Spoopd, Wooly Debugger, Steven Sagiball, NJ Gaming. Have a good night. Raxo Sabe, Q Ultima, Spoon, XOR. See you later, alligators. 1997 NSX. And Al Thiago. Have a good night. Thank you very much for tuning in. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. You never know. Are the time limits and memory limits same for both Python and C++?